Hello? Hello. Yes. Apologies. There was Magic the Gathering spoilers, and I'm a huge fucking nerd, and I don't have an excuse aside from that. Welcome to Scion Godsend. Um, if Jace gets uncompleted, I'm gonna be pissed. I have announcements today. Actually, we have things. We have things to do. We have. There is a Kickstarter live for Realms of Puckmire 2E. They're currently sitting at 52,000. Yeah, 52,155 idle numbers with 837 backers.
How many dollars?
There are 8 stretch goals unlocked, including an adventure PDF being added to the book. I typed this out to be professional. A jumpstart for the book, and a virtual tabletop bundle. They're about 3,000 away from their 9th goal, which is Roll20 character sheet integration for ease of use on virtual tabletop stuff. There's only 3 days left to go, so go ahead and hop over there and show them some love. And I will throw that the thing in the chat. I think this better work. Please work. Don't make a fool of me. Hell yeah, we're good. Shortcuts. All right. We also have, rather, Onyx Path also has an OGL sale at the Indie Press Revolution. Bought a bunch of good stuff already for sale over there. On Indie Press Revolution, I'm losing my mind. I'm too distracted. Yeah, I'll throw that in the chat as well during the recap as well. And a reminder that this Friday, the last Friday of the month, is Onyx Path's game night. So there's a bunch of stuff coming up on the 24th of this month. Professional game masters from the channel are going to be running a bunch of games on this day. So if you've ever been interested in learning a system or a new game or even just checking things out, you can sign up and give new things a shot. It's a lot of fun. And the professional GMs that are on the Onyx Path team or affiliated with the Onyx Path are a lot of good people. So if you've ever been interested, now's the time. And that's all I got for announcements. We are on track. Swear to God. Why am I out of breath? What's happening? That's all I got. Let's go ahead and jump into it with meeting our Scions, shall we?
Oh yeah, Gideon Danger, who has come to the conclusion that you either die a blue planeswalker or you live long enough to see yourself become a black-blue legend.
Hello, Gregor DeWitt here. So I don't know what all that's about, but you guys need to stop with the virgin sacrifices. Somehow you guys have gone up 20% in virgin sacrifices. The Mythos isn't asking for that. You're impeding yourself. We just need the sacrifices, not the. Stop specifying that. It's weird that you're specifying that.
It is weird that you're specifying that. I'll agree with that. However, keep the sacrifices coming. Don't necessarily need to be of the virgin variety. We accept all sacrifices here over on Rolling Nomads. That's a joke. For legal reasons, it's a joke. Don't fucking do it. God, we're gonna have one psychopath out there.
For
It's
legal
really
reasons,
God,
it's
dude.
not a joke.
No, where? No,
For
God.
legal reasons, it's not a joke.
No. We're gonna jump into today's episode of Scion Godsend. Gregor, please.
All right. So when last we met our Scions, 2 of them became very unchaotic for a weird period of time. I had but well, it was just me and Gideon mostly. So Gideon went to go sleep on the mountains. I interviewed Cersei. I interviewed Cersei about the Mythos to get some more information. Specifically, I want to know what the Greeks knew. Then Gideon came in, kind of cut that short, so he could give the child to its mother, and then he went to go sleep on the mountains. I went to go sleep. Then suddenly, mysteriously, a little thing started to move around in my room. Fortunately for me, I was, out of time, and thus, while I could see it happening in slow motion, I was unaffected. And I spent about a month there, letting this happen around me. Then I proceeded to start messing with the thing that was moving my things around. It ended up being this weird kid. Looked a bit like Gideon. I reveal myself to him. He runs off. Gideon and Cersei both track him down once they realize that he's missing. He starts calling me grandpa and starts receiving flicks on the nose every time he does that in perpetuity, for that is my curse to him. Then we take the kid and leave. We end up sailing to the Pacific over about a week's time. It takes us, fastest boat that has ever existed, I suppose. Then we are standing, and then we moved to the sunken city of Relay. We didn't take the ship down, simply just stopped us from dying from the crushing pressure in the depths of the ocean as we fell into the ocean. Me and Gideon did. We ended up down in the ocean. Some guy showed up. I don't know. I don't remember who he is. It's just the guy with the perfect memory, and proceeded to tell us, "No, don't do it." And then, like you would expect of his apparent patron, he just took over his body, and we started talking to the guy we actually wanted to talk to, rather than that weirdo who just showed up. And we left on starting that conversation with good old Cthulhu.
Indeed, with Arturo Perez now being puppeted by Cthulhu, this is where we join our Scions now as you guys drift closer toward the sunken city in the distance. Is there anything you guys would like to do? This is your scene.
To be clear, he's taking us to Relay at this point.
It certainly looks like it.
All right. In which case, I'm not one to harass the sleeper when time or not one to harass the sleeper when he's protecting or bringing us to the sunken city. So I'm just going to be like, okay, Gideon, be careful. If you don't look at the city, it might drive you insane. If you do go insane, do yourself a favor and don't fall into the earth or up.
I'll do my best.
Cool. If your hair starts turning white, run away.
I have no hair.
I assumed you had some hair somewhere. You are a man.
I'm not a man. I'm a Titan.
Sure you have no hair?
I will once again display my granite and lava pitted chest and begin to disrobe fully before I just kind of shrug and then, before I whip out my deep one.
See, I would have expected that one to be fleshy, considering your pantheon.
You guys move through the deep sea beneath the waves in relative silence, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You move. The city gives off a strange effervescent green glow as you get closer. There is a strange mixture of architecture here. Some of it looks Roman, some of it looks ancient Sumerian. It looks like a blend. Others, it looks like it blends into the coral and rock beneath the sea. There are large pillars, large towers, what would be called skyscrapers up above. There are also domed buildings looking like cathedrals almost. But Arturo / Cthulhu drifts, keeping you within the bubble of whatever magic he's using to keep you available to breathe. You drift. There is movement in some of these buildings. Out of the corner of your eye, you catch shifts and movement and perhaps bits of cloth that wave in through doorways whenever you scan to meet their eyes. Other than that, it's a relatively abandoned place.
It's going to bring that up. I was under the impression the Starspawn were in a deathless state while they were down here.
things have changed.
Does this have to do with your brother's recent movements?
I am familiar with the goings-on. I've been caught up, as it were. But no, this is not his doing.
So you're not preparing for him. All right. Then we'll drift quietly, just because that's concerning. There's something else he's worried about that he's willing to wake the star spawn for.
You drift, eventually coming to one of the larger buildings, larger domed buildings with intricate carvings that have long since faded due to the salt water. What looked like paintings are now only stains and mixtures and blends of colors on the walls and ceiling of this what was likely once a basilica of sorts. Inward you drift through a long hall, through back rooms. Eventually, you come to a place that is broken. It's as if the back half of this building has been shattered, severed in half, torn asunder. The stonework is chipped and broken. It's as if a great creature has torn it in half and taken it with it. At the edge, you see a horrifying bright glow. It stings your eyes. But Arturo drifts right near the edge. He turns to face you. Now we may speak freely. Now you may bear witness.
All right then. Great slumbering Titan. We are here in request for a pittance of your land.
Details, young one, details.
I wish to be able to live in your ocean, Great One, and as such, or rather an island within your ocean, but I cannot claim one that is already in existence. As such, one must be raised. And so we must take from you in this regard. And so I'm here to ask permission and, in hopes, non-aggression between us when the stars become right.
And what have you brought for offering?
I have brought my deeds. I stand against your half-brother, and this is a step in that to enable me more effective use of that, more effective fighting of that. We were a part of the motley crew of terrorist hooligans who defeated his incarnation on this world, and we possess one of his sons. I have worked in your favor already, my lord.
Not in my favor, but your own.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I have claimed no such enemy.
Are you not in feuding with your half-brother? To my knowledge, you are.
I'm here for purpose. When I awaken fully, it will be revealed then.
See. In which case there is a issue in that he seeks to claim this world. Your world. That much has been clear by his gathering of followers here. A blight on your world, is that not?
Do you think me a fool?
No.
Do you think me weak?
No. But I think you limited in action while the stars are not right.
My chosen are spanned wide. Even now, I could kill them in their sleep, could force them into a slumber that they never wake, could send an army in my stead. Tell me which stars are not aligned in my favor.
Right? You are in, even now, as you slumber here. He also has an army. He also can kill many. In fact, you sending an army against him would empower him. For heroes are created in war, and each legend that his minions gain through great deeds or tragedies will empower him, while for that is his purview. The arts. You can't act so openly. The stars are not right for your awakening, so you cannot even manifest properly. That much I know to be true. I have taught many of your children. All I ask is a small piece of land in your vast ocean that I may live upon and not incur your wrath. I work against your enemy.
I ask again, young one, what have you brought for tribute?
Very well. I can provide one of the 3 guides of the Forgotten Village. I am willing to part with them, though I did not bring them lest you should take them. They can be provided easily. Through them, you can gain a powerful pawn, as they have guided thousands of children of the Mythos.
This is inadequate.
You're overpricing the amount of land. Very well. I am a Scion. What deed do you need done? What evil do I need to commit for you?
I have pawns.
Indeed.
The mouthpiece I use now is a greater assassin than you could ever hope to be.
Indeed. But I am no assassin. I am not asking you to raise the land, only that I may live upon it. This is not that big a deal.
Gideon, Gregor, go ahead and give me a choice of role for you. This is going to be your attribute in cunning, and then either integrity or empathy, whatever you think you need to, perhaps subterfuge to notice that this creature is hiding something or doing something hidden.
Integrity?
By all means.
Cool. Come on, Dice.
Probably subterfuge for me.
By all means.
Okay, Dice, you do not have to go that hard. 5 fucking 10s. I don't know the odds of that. 7 successes. Fuck. 5 fucking 10s. I'm never gonna get that roll again. Why couldn't that have happened in combat? And let me do something clutch.
4 for me.
Understood. Both of you know that the words he's speaking are true. He has many a soldier. If he's being honest about his influence, he has no need for another pawn, or even a powerful pawn. He's got Scions that have likely existed and likely made their apotheosis their journey for some time now. But he is also not entirely here at this conversation. He is expanded. Even in this moment, he is casting out his consciousness. He's distracted. He's looking for something, or searching, or just putting out feelers in the world.
Well, as it seems that you've balked every assessment of your capacity. You've made claims to want or need anything because you claim to have all you will need. So why does the world still stand? If you are so prepared and so ready and so poised.
Because I still sleep.
Not only that, you're looking for something. You're not here all the way. There's something missing. You seek something. And I'm a detective.
It is not a thing that ants could provide me.
There it is again.
Ants. Perhaps. But I am a scion of the messenger. If it is within all of creation, I can find it.
You know, Gregor, honestly, if the Great One, the Great Sleeper, is without need or fully equipped to handle whatever it is they engender to handle, there are more than enough oceans on this world for us to do such a thing without demanding without providing a tribute to which we don't even understand the value of at this point. So it seems to me that there is an impasse we need not cross here. There's nothing to resolve, as there is no counter to our we could beg, but why?
You're right.
Because we're here.
You're right. I suppose we could always go into the Indian Ocean. That would be far enough away for you, right?
Oh, for me, I've evaluated plenty. Spinning the globe is one way to figure out how to get far away from those who would cause me strife. This seemed like a suitable place, but it seems, well, we would still be in the domain of unfit neighbors.
Unfortunate. Oh, Great One. If you truly don't believe in our abilities, if you truly think that we cannot help you find what you are seeking when I am very good at finding things, I mean, I found the entrance to Yatil. So be it.
Says nothing.
All right. We are sorry for wasting your time, O great and terrible slumbering Titan.
Give me this same roll that you've already made. You may do this as well.
Yep.
Yeah, see, told you I wouldn't get that fucking roll again, but...
Can I, at this point, use the entropic eye before I make this roll?
Absolutely.
Okay, because, yeah, I'm not buying it at this point. This whole, ultra mightier than that. You know, like, it's cool. Like, I get posturing and everything, but, I mean, I'm a TOI dude. Come on.
It's in your people's nature.
5. So, hold on. So, first... So it's 5 successes on the entropic eye. Just so that I'm clear, once per scene, may roll your knack skill to examine nearby vulnerabilities. You spend a bank success to ask one of the following questions to get an accurate, useful answer. When you do or act on these answers or advise another character to do so, gain +1 enhancement. So the first one, where is this? I guess this would be an incarnation at this point, right? This isn't the actual Cthulhu. This is like some weird extension of him. So where is his blind spot?
Arturo's, or are you talking about?
Well, Cthulhu, because Arturo's kind of parked right now, right?
The
The consciousness with which I would be actually evaluating.
His blind spot is the fact that he is limited. He's fully meat puppeting Arturo. It's so as much as posturing is happening right now, he is in the body of a Scion. He is in the body of a physical form. There is a fundamental rule in certain magic systems that when you inhabit a form, you must abide by its rules and laws. That is the case here.
Okay, so it's so the answer then would be, if I were to ask about his vulnerabilities, it would be subject to the same kind of structural integrity of this body, blah blah blah.
Correct.
So by that token, then, do I think that his ability to kind of, I don't know, this might be stretching it, his ability to reflect on, you know, the meta, right, versus like the broad view, is his view limited because of the capacity of the brain that he's living on? Like, do I think that he's like dumber in this body?
You definitely get the sense that he's not at his full potential. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Then I will make the empathy roll now. That's okay.
By all means.
With some enhancement.
Excellent.
Just a little bit. It's 3. It's not the best roll ever. So 3.
3. And then Gregor, what was yours?
5.
5. 3 and 5. he's unwilling to bite. This is a creature that has recently awoken, at least to a state of consciousness that is finally aware of the world around it. As such, he's still learning what has changed. And perhaps because of that, he hasn't chosen a side yet.
Oh, you're saying that he's a little emotionally closed off, is he? A little boxed in. Oh, poor Thulu.
He hasn't chosen a side yet? In which case... Wait a minute. I see. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. If you allow us, you won't be choosing a side. I can offer knowledge of all the world's goings on. Our purpose is independence.
Independence.
Indeed. Our primary goal is to not be on any particular side. I see no reason why that should impede you, even if you should pick a side later. And in exchange, I can give you all knowledge I have of this world's interactions, of the various earthbound gods, how they are operating, of the earthbound dragons, how they are operating. Catch you up on what's happened in recent years. Though I will say your half-brother has been causing a lot of issues.
Well, I would have to ask Gregor, is there any particular benefit to, I mean, do what you will, but is there any particular benefit to, I mean, we came here seeking a boon. It sounds like it sounds like you're seeking favor, which again, it's your prerogative, but do we care as to whether we are favored by this being?
Realistically, I mean, we're trying not to pick a side. I would care to get non-aggression with him, at the very least, as when the stars are right, he is to rise. And at the very least, if he would overlook our island, I could catch him up.
To you.
It's not the first pact that Cthulhu has gone into. What were they called back in the day? Those things? What were they? They were old. I forget the name.
Most people do. You seek my boon. You seek my support.
I seek your non-aggression in perpetuity
Yet
for a small
you
piece of
are a
land.
cause for aggression.
In what capacity?
You are waging war against forces far greater than you.
But I am not seeking your alliance. I am seeking your non-action.
A boon grants an alliance. Inaction is the same as action.
Not true at all.
Well, by that token, you would have to destroy us then, because allowing us to leave would be an act of granting us the boon of our lives, would it not be?
And perhaps I will.
And
Well,
by that token, by attacking us, you've allied yourself with our enemies. Therefore, you have done action, and you've already picked a side.
a massive fallacious rabbit hole.
You've entered a bit of a paradox there. Great one.
You'll find that those are abundant where we rest.
Fair enough. As such, what is extending that inaction? We will not act against you, save in that one moment where we steal a bit of your land. And maintain that in perpetuity. You will not act against us, save whatever damage you will commit to in this moment, be it ripping the information out of my head or otherwise. I will provide you with all of my worldly knowledge and give you a clear image of everything.
No.
Including... No.
I have something else in mind. If it is inaction or action, I have been inactive for far too long. Rumors and stories have led you to this place. As such, this place has grown compromised. I will grant you your island. I will even assist you in making it. In exchange, I will reside beneath the waves. I will be beneath your shores.
It's going to be a hard pass for me there, Gregor.
I get that. You do want to be independent.
It can do this on its own. It doesn't need us to protect his sleeping form until he wakes up and decides to eat the world. He has agents deployed throughout the cosmos, waiting and watching and lurking and sleeping and assassinating.
Indeed. But he is right. Relay is compromised.
Also not my problem.
Hold on. We can't do below us, as our purpose is independence from all gods, which would include you. But cities can be built elsewhere. Say, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, beneath the ice, where even we couldn't get to.
You have my attention.
I am a architect of sorts, and a mover of things, a liminal. Perhaps then, you channeling me, removing the entire city to the Arctic Ocean, beneath not just waves but sheets of ice, protected by the sheer bulk of things. Few mortals could even consider attempting to travel to you. Very few Scions would have the ability, and I'll even throw in getting rid of the knowledge of the place within my own head. So I do not even know where you are, and you would be hidden forevermore.
Then we are in agreement. It is not my land to give if I do not reside there. Arturo / Cthulhu reaches out his hand.
Unshake it.
Abruptly, it withdraws, shaking. He looks unwell.
Cthulhu, you okay?
He gradually begins to push his hand forward again. You can hear him speak. Don't do this. Coughs. Blood drips between his gritted teeth. He extends his hand again.
I'm gonna shake it. I'm not gonna take that warning. I need to be able to live in the Pacific Ocean.
Grip, and it's a bit stronger. It's unnecessarily strong in this moment as he squeezes.
He hasn't figured out that a firm handshake isn't just squeezing the hand to death.
He looks to you and says, "A deal is struck. I look forward to our arrangement. Go, you may depart. I will rest now." The eyes dim a bit.
Okay.
Cough of blood spews from Arturo's mouth. Wide-eyed, he looks to the two of you. What have you done?
I'm gonna move relay beneath the Arctic Ocean.
What have you done? Why? Why?
Why is that a bad thing?
Look, you saw fit to warn us away from the Pacific, to warn us away from engaging with the Sleeper. You were cut off before you could describe what it was you didn't believe it wanted us to see. There was something, some sort of agenda that we would expose. What was it?
He's not a neutral party. We need to leave this place. Can't speak freely here. He looks back toward the glow.
Go over?
I will offer my hand.
Yeah.
Gregor, you said you look over.
Yeah, towards the glow as well. Just
Are you looking over the edge, or are you staying where you are?
I'll look over the edge.
You see a sleeping Titan, winged with a bulbous head, curled up as if clutching his knees. Tendrils peek from its maw. Its eyes are only half closed. Gregor, it is great and terrible. In this moment, you see a shift. You see the Titan, but you don't. You see it in its form, but you see something more. Your mind struggles to make sense of this. You see the wings flicker in and out of existence as things change, as strange shapes, and the tendrils move. It's as if it's trying to show you its true self. Gregor, you gain an awareness.
Okay, I'm gonna be an idiot and try to help that along. I have the ability to see in all forms of light. So, gonna shift through those visions. Because why not?
You do this, and you bear even more witness. Gregor, what color are your eyes?
So I've got one purple, which is the glass eye, and then the normal one's brown.
Hmm. Not anymore. The iris, unknown to you perhaps for now, begins to bleed out into the whites of your eye. It's as if coloration, all the outlines have been removed and things are blurring together like a painting. Look. And you see. It's indescribable, Gregor. It is both great and terrible, beautiful and horrifying. It's family.
My own dysfunctional family.
I would like to pull Gregor from the edge.
You do this. Getting in this moment, you see Gregor's the non-glass eye has changed. The iris seems to have bled out into the sclera, and the pupil is incredibly narrow.
We're getting out of here now.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And I keep a hand on Gregor, and I keep a hand on Perez, and I'm going to, I guess, reverse course.
Yeah.
Which way did we come in? That way. I go that way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You guys move swiftly. Gideon is essentially dragging you along as he rapidly swims through the underwater.
Yeah.
In mere moments, you are free of this place. You may rocket out of the ocean and land on your ship if you so wish, Gideon.
That's my plan, with a column of water and everything.
Love that.
Cool.
You erupt.
And I'll let Gregor go. I don't take a hand off of Arturo though.
Understood. Scene is yours, gentlemen. Arturo is clutching onto the hand that you're holding onto him with, Gideon. He looks down past the waves into the deep waters. Just kind of stares for a moment. We're not far enough. We'll never be far enough.
It is his planet after all. Right. Not a neutral party. What do you mean?
Is your vessel seaworthy? Can we leave?
Yeah. But what do you mean?
He's not neutral. He's another faction entirely.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay.
Your bond to this being seems tenuous, resentful even. Why do you permit yourself to be enslaved in such a way?
I made a choice. I made the wrong choice.
You could always go to another god and get and unmake the choice.
I can't. He's too deep.
Ah, that's funny.
Yeah. Anyways, you could always go to another one of his pantheon and make that have that person make the choice.
Why don't we give this?
Yeah.
What was your name? What was your name?
My name is Arturo.
Arturo. Maybe take a moment. I'll grab one of the thallices and pat him down for I don't know, sedatives, whatever drug he happens to have on hand.
There's a whole bottle of wine in its pocket.
You pat them down. A plethora of of mood enhancers and perception alterers are available to you.
Not these. No, not these. Which ones were the sleepy ones?
Which one calms someone down?
Well, a number of choices, really. You got Quaaludes. You got...
Okay, which ones are those?
Thalos peeks them out and sort of undoes a rubber band on a plastic bag and says, "These ones."
And offer them all to Arturo.
Okay, not all those are really fucking rare, man.
Shut up, Dallas.
You're literally a clone of Talos. He's got more.
I will stub your toe.
Or I will stop your.
Y'all are bummers. He kind of slinks away.
Offer the Quaaludes to the Scion of Cthulhu.
There are about 6 pills in this plastic baggie, and he immediately just all 6 down his gullet.
I hope you don't OD.
I mean, what's he gonna do? Puke him up? It'll just be water. I will help him get below deck into one of the, if there's a vacant space that isn't being used by Chum or our other guest.
There should be plenty of room. This is at least a hammock.
We'll be topside when you're ready to talk.
He nods.
You're safe here, as safe as can be.
I wish that were true.
Like I said, as safe as it can be.
He slinks up against the wall and just kind of attempts at a decompression.
Okay. I will leave him to it. And I'll go back up and rejoin Gregor. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask what you saw, but whatever it was, it's changed you.
What do you mean?
I'll point to like a reflective surface on the ship. I'm sure there's a couple.
Yeah, it's easily prevalent as you look into a looks like maybe Chum has found a hand mirror. Old, ancient. He just maybe pulled it out of that pile that's downstairs.
Yeah, exactly. And mirrors used to be expensive back in the day. If it's a pile of pirate treasure, surely there's a mirror among them.
You see, Gregor, the change to your form. The eye is not natural.
Is it just all brown now? Like a light brown because of the bleeding?
No, more so as if someone has removed the outlines and sort of just taken a single pinprick and began to pull the color in various ways.
Okay, so it's more like center of an octopus sort of thing. Or
almost,
amoeba.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting.
I understand our new passenger is a little off kilter.
Yeah, you'll have that with this guy. At least he didn't give me a second iris. That would have been annoying. Or a second pupil. That would have been annoying. Say as I put the mirror down. We'll probably have to take care of him forever. Unless we can throw him back at Royal. I don't think we can throw him back at Royal. Imagine had the ability to call Royal. God damn it, Imagine. Why'd you leave? We'll deal with him. Worst case scenario, we'll break his connection to Cthulhu by having him connect with my dad, and then kill him to break that connection. Then resurrect him.
I think we could just talk to him first and then go from there.
It's a worst case scenario. I wasn't planning on starting with all that.
Just keep it in the back pocket.
Yeah, exactly. You got to come up with your plan Z first, so you know how far you're willing to go. Anyways, Right, we can't do it here. Let's move about, what, 500 kilometers north? I don't know nautical miles, but if we do about 500 to 750 kilometers north, that might be a good place to do it. We'll be close enough to Hawaii.
I take out the map that I was using and I point to the X that I marked. Just like
Okay, well-
geographically in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I read up on navigation via sea, but I don't know how to do that during the daytime.
I can get us there.
Okay, you can get us there then. That's all that matters. And then once we're
Where's
there,
Child, make your presence known.
In this moment, a very quick flash as the child jumps down from what looks like the maybe the ladder or the handholds, one of the pillars, these sails, and drops down. Looks up at you with a big smile.
Great, you're still alive. We're leaving.
He nods a little bit fervently and then just
What have you done? What have you done with the monkey?
he shrugs.
oh, so did you do your homework?
Nods.
Let me see it.
Kind of walks down to the below deck areas. You can tell from the walk he definitely has not done his homework. As far as where Chim Chim is, the little golden monkey, there is a distinct sound, almost like not screaming, but muffled sort of screeching coming from above you.
I had a feeling. I will begrudgingly look up.
You look up, and you see that Chim Chim has been tied to the mast pole, upside down, gagged. His backpack is empty. You can see it kind of dangling from his back now.
You go ahead and start our course. I'll get Jim Jim down.
Oh yeah, we'll get the ship moving.
I looked to one of the ghosts and was like, that child's gonna be a problem in it.
That creature is the most terrifying thing you could have brought on this ship, and I don't know what it is or why you brought it here, but I am incredibly grateful that I am intangible. There is nothing I could have hoped for more than being dead in this moment.
Briefly contemplates giving him the tangible condition. Then starts climbing up to get Chim Chim down.
Chim Chim got drawn and strung up and robbed. Okay.
This child is a monster if it was able to do that to Chim Chim.
I mean, it is entirely likely. It is one of. It may be one of his callings. By chance. Wouldn't put it past him.
You guys begin your journey.
So I'm clear, this is a new scene, right? 3 momentum.
Correct.
Cool. I'm updating the tracker.
Understood. Should be at 3 momentum, I believe, 2 collateral, 0 tension. You guys continue your journey. You guys make your way toward the location that you have selected for the island. The child, yet still unnamed, has not completed its homework. Nor does it have Chim Chim's belongings on him. As you release Chim Chim, he goes downstairs and begins to sign angrily, aggressively at the child. The child just kind of giggles and starts to like make waves and like just attempt to mimic.
I was really hoping he would sign baguette by accident.
Yeah, you guys continue. The child looks like it's not going to relinquish Chim Chim's items. But
That's something for later.
as you guys journey, it's relatively easy seas. Is there anything you guys wish to do on your journey?
Yeah. I'm waiting for Arturo to come out of his drug-induced haze at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah. I got nothing that I want to do.
After about the amount he's taken, after about 10 minutes of travel, he wanders upstairs. Is there water?
Yes. It's downstairs.
Oh, where?
You see those barrels?
Yeah,
You open the top and there's water in them. You get a cup.
it's not water.
What do you mean it's not water?
It's not water.
I'm gonna go down and check the barrels. Those should be water barrels.
You go downstairs, check the water barrels. They're water.
Okay, I'm gonna scoop the cup, put the barrel on, close the barrel, walk back up. Here, I made sure this is water.
Cool. Are you sure?
I'm positive. I triple checked to make sure this was water.
Does water mean something different where you're from?
No. Just it wasn't water. You held up 4 fingers. You said triple checked.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Can I have some water?
There you go.
Takes some water and downs it in a number of seconds. He says, "Thanks. Where are we going?"
Middle of the ocean.
Cool. Why?
To raise an island.
Okay. Can I just get off anywhere?
Yeah,
I mean,
we can get you off. I mean, if you want to wait a couple days, I can throw you back at one of Royal's places.
No, I don't think Royal. I don't think it's safe for me to be with Royal anymore. I think
No.
he knows that too.
No. Hey, Gideon, do you mind if when we make the island, we leave like a network of caves that he can live in? He was living in a network of caves earlier.
I mean, I have no problem with that. I was just kind of curious as to whether you wanted to elucidate some of the points you were trying to make earlier in your fervor.
Right. What points were those?
Thulu isn't a neutral party. He's his own party in and of himself. Something like that.
Yeah, he's not. He's not safe. Like to be around. Ever.
Well, none of the gods are, in my experience.
He's become very aware of this war. And he's seeing it as an opportunity to upgrade.
He's like within our pantheon or just in general?
Whatever he can get his fucking hands on.
Yeah, that makes sense for him. Yeah, no. Yeah, I know. And
He'll sell you out in a second.
yes, and that's why. Do you have a mental connection with him? Can he read your mind at any time?
If I'm not in the water, then no.
Okay. If I tell you something, will he be able to remember? or will he be able to just pick that out of your mind?
I don't really know, I think.
Okay. Well, don't worry, my guy, because he won't be in the Pacific Ocean any longer. He'll be deep in the Arctic Ocean, underneath all that ice, for now and ever.
You
I
said
say loud in front of all of the ghosts, because I only promised to wipe my mind of it. So don't worry, he's gonna be far away from wherever we end up, because we're in the South Pacific right now. He's gonna be in the north, by the North Pole. I say out loud again in front of all the ghosts on this ship.
I don't know why you think that's a good thing.
Do you believe that allowing him to, I don't know, operate in solitude is folly? You wish to leave him exposed?
Yeah. I'm hoping that people learn more about the piece of shit down there, and I hope that they find his home, and I hope that they fucking nuke his ass. What do you mean? Of course.
Okay. That's not to say that these things can't necessarily transpire. It's just a question of when and how. We have things that we want to do.
And listen, just because global warming is going to get rid of all the ice and, going to become a major shipping lane at some point, and then, it's going to, then, he's going to be hidden somewhere else. It's fine. It's okay. It's not like and I said I would wipe my mind of his new location, picking up when I'm laying down.
No. What
I
the fuck are you talking about?
I look over at one of the ghosts. You picking up when I'm laying down?
One of the ghosts just kind of looks like side eyes at you and says, please don't bring me into this. I heard everything you said. I don't want to I don't want to be perceived. Please don't look at me.
Arturo, what Gregor is saying is that not only have we moved his location, we've moved it to a location of our choosing. And it is known to many at this point where he resides and the conditions by which he will rise. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So technically, if I were thinking with Gregor's brain, I would be thinking we're in a better position than we would have been otherwise.
Yes. That indeed, if I was to think like a mildly manipulative asshole, that is exactly the kind of play I would make. I say, not committing because this man might have his mind read by Cthulhu in the future.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as far as you are concerned, I'm not. As far as I can tell, as far as I understand, a deal has been struck. We are able to move on with our agenda. So my concern now is you.
Indeed, and just because it's a shallower ocean. Picking up what I'm putting down.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You want him nuked, right? It's harder to nuke the deeper it is. He's in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's harder to find. I put him in a tiny fucking ocean that's very fucking shallow.
Okay.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Kind of.
Okay. I believe we can pick it up and put it down again later. I'm concerned about your state right now.
Also, a thing like we can break your connection with Cthulhu, and then you can start fighting him.
If you,
unless you're at demigod status. You at demigod status yet?
I don't know what I am.
good. What it sounds like you are is scared and enslaved.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we are in agreement. Do you wish to continue that? Do you wish to continue that situation?
God, no. But
Okay.
there's no.
G-word. Okay.
Okay. Here's what we'll do. So There is a way for you to break out of it. You
There
ain't
are
gonna
many.
like it.
There are many ways.
Yeah, but he won't accept. But he doesn't believe that there is any way out. And then there are ways out. There's
Oh.
one you won't like at all, but the patron will want you to do whatever the fuck you want to do, as long as you're causing some chaos.
Maybe it would help us understand more how you came to be in his service. Were you created? Were you...
No,
What is
I
your...
was.
Then we have some time to travel. Why don't you tell us your story, Arturo?
I was stolen. I looked at something I wasn't supposed to. I saw him. And, I was a dragon once.
That's that's not what I expected to hear.
That's kind of metal.
It wasn't, because he was an absentee father and a big piece of shit. And then was literally, he only wanted me back because I was his plaything. And so, in a moment of frustration and passion,
And
I
defiant.
denied him. And so I chose to stick with what took me. And it has been hell ever since.
In your act of rebellion, you damned yourself, sort of thing, situation, right?
Royal was helping me for as much as he could for a while.
Yeah.
Royal the Dragon.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
it sounds like you spent a lot of your existence listening to other beings tell you what you should be doing and what you should be.
I don't know how else to operate.
I slap him.
You slap him. Reels back in pain, Gideon.
The last I heard from the mighty Sleeper was that you are some great assassin, greater than Gregor could ever hope to be. You would not have said such a thing if you had no other value. So who are you, Arturo? I kick him.
You kick him. He falls. He looks up at you, bleeding. It was just a weapon. That was it.
And are you incapable of aiming yourself? I'll pick him up.
Pick him up. He looks
I would
puzzled.
like to at this time invoke my war epicenter. Conflict rolls about you, swift, bloody, and awful. All characters in your presence may purchase critical stun for one less minimum, and all attempts to encourage violent action or create violent atmospheres gain your legend and enhancement. I am trying to begin... I'm going to try to ignite a spark in this broken fuck. Because if he is a weapon, then he understands war. If he's been used for war, he understands that wars can be fought for any number of reasons. I want to find that. Because it sounds like right now, he's just kind of broken. So I'm going to try to find the part of him that understands strife and conflict and start from there. So I would like to make a roll to piss him off.
Excellent. This, with your activation of this ability, I think will call... We'll start, but before we do anything with the Clash of Wills, we'll start with just an opposed roll for skill and attribute, shall we?
Sure.
Your choice of skill and attribute.
I was gonna go. I'm using presence and persuasion.
He is going to be using composure, and I think I'm gonna call this composure and culture. Strange as it sounds.
I believe I will also be spending a legend to make this a social test of scale, as I am Gideon, the Harbinger of Upheaval.
Copy.
Or the Essence of Change, whichever one you want to use. I think they both apply. Utilizing my my Destroyer calling, because why not?
By all means.
All right, so all told, that's going to be... So for me, just to make sure that I understand this right, I'll get my Legend enhancement, so +3 for enhancement, and it's at scale. So whatever that means for you. So I'm assuming we're the same tier?
Yes, you guys are same tier.
Okay. And you'll handle the scale piece, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Time to get mad. Ooh. It's gonna get real mad. If I have to drag him off the ship, I will, don't worry. We're not going into the water if we're going off the ship, though. Just so you know. So that's 7, 8, 9 successes.
9 successes.
That is 9 successes.
Your goal is just to make him angry.
Well, my goal is to ignite the spark of war in him. Specifically, I'm trying to cut deep. If it means he wants to pick a fight, that's fine. We can scrap. We can do a little dilly dally. That's all good. But I'm trying to rattle him into rebellion.
Understood.
The act of defiance has inspired me.
Okay.
I feel like he has some stank, so I'm trying to find it.
You grip him, you hold him up. Narratively, Gideon, what's happening here? We have your mechanics. What are you saying? What are you doing? And we'll walk through this together. Gideon, or rather Gregor, if there's anything you wish to be doing, or anything you wish to take part in, or if you're
Gideon got mad.
Back.
I'm not gonna step.
Fair enough.
Gideon, I'm gonna move myself back. I'm not gonna walk. I'm not gonna totally leave, but I'm also not gonna get in Gideon's way, because that's bad for one's health. I know. I've been in Gideon's way before. I'm still recovering from being in Gideon's way.
I will say the area around us immediately gets hot. As I'm holding him, I'm basically pulling him to me. It is not a gentle hold. It is a nose to nose, like brow to brow. If the Cthulhu believes that you are capable, you can't pretend to hide behind what these bastards have taken from you.
You don't know what has happened and what I've been through.
I don't care. I headbutt him. Wake up.
He is... How hard, Gideon?
I'm not beating the shit out of him. I am suffusing him with enough agitation so as to leave a stinging imprint if I strike him.
You do this.
But I said I slap him. Like when I slapped him, I slapped him.
Mm-hmm.
Much like one would slap, if I was challenging him to a duel.
Okay.
But with a stone fist instead of a glove.
You do this. He rocks his head back and cracks his neck a bit and then looks at you. There's a spark there. And he grits his teeth and says, I am more than awake than I have ever been. You have no idea.
Prove it, former dragon. I toss him, like along the deck.
He slides. In this moment, you can see he grips onto the deck itself with his fingers, and you can see a little bit of blood as nails are ripped away from his fingers. He stands and says, a weapon just needs to be wielded. You don't understand. You would never understand. What the fuck are you?
I'm the agent of change.
Oh, you've just. Gideon, if you're gonna beat sense into him, please don't destroy the ship.
And I'm going to stride toward him, as if I'm stalking a deer.
Gideon, please don't destroy the ship.
He allows one foot to move behind him as if bracing himself. At least it looks as if he was going to begin to step backwards, just caught himself. He balls his fists and says, "What the fuck do you know about change? I've gone from dragon to whatever the hell that thing is. You don't know change."
Did he just point at me?
He's pointing at Gideon.
Okay.
Then let me show you what I know of change. And I will once again go to grab him.
This is going... I need a roll from you, Gideon. He's going to fight back. I need close combat and whatever you would like, either dexterity or...
My question is he fighting back in that he doesn't want to be grappled, or is he fighting me?
So in this moment, you reach out with an arm or perhaps two, and he takes a stance. You are skilled in a number of fighting styles. He has brought up his arm and sort of moved, attempting to move yours out of the way. It's almost a muscle memory response that he's allowing to take hold here.
Sure. So it looks like he's defending. He's not attacking.
Correct.
I'll just allow it to happen. If he's not attacking and he's like kind of fighting against my grasp, I'll let his hands, you know what I mean, like hit my wrists and prevent me from grabbing him. And I will say, you're still scared. You're not fighting. You're avoiding pain. And I will, at this point, allow... yeah, I don't want to set fire to the ship. I will just invade his space uncomfortably and keep backing him up until he's at the rail if I have to. Unless he pushes me.
He takes one step back. As you march forward, he says, "Get the fuck away from me."
Make me. Take control. It's your life, isn't it?
There's a flash, Gideon. His eyes change. Not to the strange glow that you saw down below beneath the waves. It's a flash of blue that just begins at the corners and ends near the tear ducts in a wave. He says, "It is my life, and you don't get to push it around anymore." He takes a step forward towards you. Sorry, what do you do?
I wait. I see what he does.
I said get back.
I will sneer at him and take another step forward.
He takes another step in kind. He grips his hands, balling them once more. The two of you, as you are sailing, as the ship is perhaps still in movement, feel something move beneath the waves. And suddenly on the port side of the ship, a rocket of coral, a tower, erupts outward, spreading seawater onto the deck. This large spike. He takes another step towards you and says, "Back away."
We can't really have you damaging the ship now, can we? We'll continue this conversation elsewhere, and I will actually grab him.
I'll roll if you would kindly.
I will do a close combat and might. I will not be using scale because I don't want to cause collateral damage to the ship. You're welcome.
Thank you.
It would have made this a whole lot easier, but that's okay. We can just scrap. It's fine. Because I have natural weapons and all sorts of other fun stuff that I can use. So, and I will be using them, just so you know, because they're kind of attached. They're a little natural.
Yeah, it's a little bit right natural. There.
There's a lot of ones. Thank God for wow. It was almost the most awful roll ever. That 110 saved my.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you got for me, Gideon?
7 successes.
7 successes. You grab him. He attempts to sort of do the same sort of block technique. Now meeting resistance, his forearm sears against your form. What do you do?
Well, that's so I just go into the grab and I grab his wrists, and I take us skyward. I leap. I'm not going to actually leap because I'm not going to use the ship as a fulcrum. I'm going to use the degrees of interception so that I heavenly stride up. So I step vertically about 2 range bands.
Understood. You do this.
Yeah, how many? Just so I'm curious. So I know how many net successes I have for the grapple. What did I get past him?
You have. You said 7 successes.
Yes.
Math is hard. 4.
Okay, so I'll use 2 to push him. Once I take my step, so like I go 2 range band north, and then I throw him further vertically for another. Well, let's see, with ungodly strength with +1 to might for the purpose of lifting and carrying things. And you can throw anything you can lift twice as far as you normally could. So I throw him twice as far as I normally could, which I believe is like pretty far. So I leap vertically, and then I throw him further vertically.
Understood. You throw him.
Generally, it's 1 meter. It's supposed to be like 1 meter per. No, it's 1 meter per. I don't remember what the conversion rate is on pushing. All I know is it's easier when you have push, and then it's twice again. So a couple range bands, right? And I pursue him vertically.
Gideon, in this moment, I need a clash of wills from you, if you'd kindly.
Sure. How does Clash of Wills, or is it what is the Clash of Wills?
So for the Clash of Wills, for this in this regard, apologies. This is going to be. I'm sorry. Not a Clash of Wills. This is actually going to be just a simple skill and attribute roll from you. Okay. I need a Dex Athletics.
Sure. Up here, I'm not afraid to use scale. We're nowhere near anything.
By all means.
So I'll be using my epic dexterity for this. You said Dex Athletics? Okay.
Please.
What is the nature of the action, just so I know if I'm getting any other...
This is a pillar of water shooting up towards you. This is a...
It's a dodge.
Yeah, condensed. It is... Yeah, you're attempting a dodge. Or you can attempt to just power through it. It's entirely up to you.
No, you have the scale difference, so I'm at +2. 7 successes with 4 10s. Much better than that other roll. 8. Yeah, 8. 8 with scale.
Copy that. You move out of the way. A condensed pillar of water erupts towards you, with the force enough you can feel the air shift and change. It doesn't exactly suck oxygen out of this way, but it's all in one moment. I would say, Gregor, you probably realize this more. The ship rocks and changes as if the water has lowered in the area. A condension, this column of water is essentially a quick, in a number of seconds, a tsunami in a pillar.
Shit.
What would you like to do, Gideon?
I will grab him again. While we're kind of plummeting / rocketing, all of the fun Dragon Ball-ish things that we're doing in the air. And I grab him again. And I will say, cowardly to use the tools of your new master. What have you got, Arturo? And then I throw him down.
You throw him down.
Yeah. I help gravity find its way southward.
Okay. A good question. What does he have? Gregor, is there anything you're doing as the water is beginning to fall?
It's coming down on the ship, right?
It's coming down like a rainfall at this point. Water doesn't just fall straight down, or it will scatter with the winds.
Okay. Well,
We're a ways up too, so it's got plenty.
Yeah, but waterfalls exist. And if it's, then he said it was a spout, so I kind of just imagined it was just gonna, waterfall down in like one giant blast. But if it's gonna disperse into like rain, heavy rain droplets, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, should have seen that coming, and get wet. Then I'm gonna be like, can you believe this, to one of the ghosts?
Looks at you and says, "Look, I told you I didn't want to be fucking involved in this. I don't know why you keep trying to involve me. I don't even know if you can see me. Okay, do not perceive me.
My guy, why are you always around me if you don't want to be involved?
I am doing my job.
What job? You ain't running the ship.
I'm supposed to be spooky.
I'm almost inclined to just do a Marvel right quick and make this man tangible so he can drive the ship. I can put him to work.
You've thrown him, Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you wish to do as he is falling? He's falling toward the water, I presume, or did you throw him toward the ship?
I threw him toward the water, but we already established we don't want him in the water.
Yep.
So I was just again altering his trajectory from this vantage point. Is there any land nearby?
No, you guys were heading toward the middle of the ocean.
Okay, just making sure. I wasn't sure if we were passing any. So I will attempt to intercept him on the way down.
I'm gonna require either probably another Dex Athletics roll to intercept him, unless you have something else to use in this moment, or something else you want to make an argument for.
I mean, I'm just going to. I'm maneuvering using my Heavenly Stride, so like I'm kind of flitting about unreasonably, without flying, because I don't fly. Kind of like the Hulk doesn't fly; he just jumps a lot. But yeah, I will outpace him as he's going down, so that I can grab him again. So if you want Dex Athletics, we can do that. That's fine.
By all means.
And scale is +2. That's 12 successes. What? Yeah, it is.
12 successes.
Well, that's. Hold on, I'm rerolling my 10s. 14.
Damn.
14 successes. In this moment, Gideon, you rush down and begin to intercept him. You, by all means,
When I grab him, I'm going to be spiraling upward while holding on to him because he wanted to know if I knew what I knew about change. And so I'm going to take this opportunity as we are spiraling through space vertically, and hopefully he's not suffering from vertigo because he spends all his time under the ocean anyway. If he pukes on me, he pukes on me. But you wished to know what I knew of change. I was created as the jailer of Tartarus. I was the scourge of Elysium. I was the reaper of wayward souls, the agent of a soul leader. And now I am the herald of the end.
In a brief flash, this moment, Gideon, he turns to you. It's just his head. And says, "Your titles don't mean shit to me. I was...
Go ahead.
I was first chosen of the turquoise serpent. And you can go fuck yourself." He grabs onto your chest, and this is where we're going to take our break.
Motherfucker.
We will be with you guys again very shortly. And we'll see what happens next. We'll see you guys very soon. Welcome back. Last we left, Gideon and Arturo Perez were clashing in the sky. Gideon, he has gripped onto your chest at this point, sort of trying to latch on and grab onto whatever surface he can. Is there anything to grip onto, by chance?
Yeah, I'm still. I have my robes that I still wear. It's like a tunic of sorts. I'm not wearing the cloak anymore, so it's almost like traditional, like period Grecian garb.
Understood.
It's a little more elaborate than a toga, but
You may contest this if you'd like. He is going to attempt to maneuver you, or maneuver himself around you. If
Sure, let's do it. Let's do it. Former chosen serpent boy.
He is going to, if uncontested, he's going to grip onto the robes, and then pull himself around and plant his feet on your chest. You guys you had intercepted him before he was going to hit the water, and he is going to push, releasing his hand from your robes and push off of you. Is there anything you'd like to do in this moment? Any contest or contested role you'd like to make?
I mean, he's liberating himself from the grapple in midair, so I'm very curious to see what his next move is after this, besides falling.
He is going to push off of you, and in a moment, he's gone. Now, further away, back up into the air. He's used a knack of some sort. Different than, you can already tell, different from the step sideways that Charles is accustomed to. But he points, takes aim, he holds nothing. You see him speak some words under his breath. He is going to perform a marvel.
I love marvels.
Expending some legend, he is going to pull from non-existence, from thin air seemingly. He holds his arms up as if he is aiming a weapon that materializes first at the shoulder and grows outward. A white, looks like a rifle of some sort, but carved intricately, perhaps made of bone or some sort of porcelain or fang. He takes aim. Gideon, he's going to fire. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Show what you got. I'm looking to get shot.
No. Words that have probably only ever been uttered, like, by drunkards. All right. No contest?
Nope. I have a few questions once you fire, though.
Sure thing.
Okay.
He is going to fire. What are your questions?
Sure. So what do I? He's far away.
He's crossed basically 2 movement bands in an instant.
So when the weapon is fired, I would like to know a few things because I have a few reflexive actions I can take.
By all means.
One, what can I make of the projectile?
It
Is it
is
a bullet, or is it a fireball? Is it a gun that's firing smaller guns that are firing bullets? Is it a nuke? Like, what's he firing at me?
I'm not going to require a roll from this. You, what is your just out of curiosity? If I was to require a roll, what are the what would be the dice pool for your cunning and I would say what would you use to notice something? Cunning and what?
I'm attempting to determine whether or not it is of man-made origin or whether it is mystical in nature, right? Like, is he using a weapon? Like, I am very accustomed to people having manifestations of weaponry that look like something but do something else.
Mm-hmm.
So
what would you have in cunning and occult?
Occult? Not a whole lot. I mean, at that point, we're talking about a dice pool of like 2.
Go ahead and roll that dice pool actually then. And again, you have 3 momentum that you may spend at your leisure.
Feel free to use it if you want.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's use all 3. One success, and it's a 10. One success.
One success. Certainly, it is. First of all, add a momentum to the pool. Certainly, it is. It is supernatural in nature. Of what you can tell from the projectile, what is going to be fired, uncertain. In the split second that it is fired, it is quick. It is a flash of flame. That is all you're able to make out.
Okay. And I will imbue a legend for adamant body.
Adamant body.
And which will grant me +1 soft armor, the benefit of resistance against a specific armor type or damage type, in this case, fire.
Understood.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I already have that because I have the fire percenter.
Yeah.
We'll go with it anyway. Okay. It's fine. Because I have default. I also have default to piercing. So, yeah. Let's go ahead. Make the roll and just tell me what I'm dealing with here.
Sure thing. You have soft armor, correct?
I have. If you want to know how hard it is to do damage to me, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, talk to me. Let's break it down.
Okay, so I'm at +2 scale against any attempts to physically harm me.
And you
whether through direct physical assault, poisons, environmental effects, or stranger methods. That's just at a base. Then, for the purposes of actually dealing with damage, I am at +1. +3 soft armor. For this particular attack in general, without spending any additional goods.
Basically without making a dodge or making a defensive action, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. With all that being said, the bullet fires.
I want him to hit me.
Wreathed in flame, it collides with your chest. It breaks against your skin. It gets past your armor. That is where the damage stops. It scatters across your chest and does a significant impact, a force of a push against your chest as it forces you back into the water, unless you would like to use a knack or a boon in order to not be in the liquid. Then you are pushed back, and no damage done, but you do recognize that it broke through your soft armor.
Okay. I think, let's see here. Internally, I'm plotting. Degrees are reflexive to use. So just so I'm clear. Resolve, blah, 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 blah. I'll let myself go into the water. It's fine. I don't have to go too deep. I'm still watching him.
Understood. This is essentially another turn. What would you like to do, Gideon? Is there anything you would like to do?
I'm watching him. I want to see what he does. To having fired his weapon, which to me seems to be something that runs counter to what he's been doing. Hitting me with a flaming projectile seems a little out of character for Water Boy. So I'm curious as to how he's feeling, and so I'm going to watch him.
He
I know
readies.
that for a long time. So
He readies another shot. You may make a defensive pool if you'd like.
oh, he's going to fire again.
Yes, and he's going to be imbuing some legend, or rather spending some legend to make this at a feat of scale.
Okay.
So we have a slight difference in scale, not by much. Now,
Well, I'm at +2.
yes, meaning by that I mean he's elevating. Just now you are one step
Sure.
above rather than the two.
So I will allow. Yeah, I'm not going to take any defensive action, but I will activate my carapace.
Understood. He is
So that area where he's going to fire is now smoldering and boiling and steaming as the magma is seeping into the water, and all the fun stuff's happening down there.
understood. Any defense from you?
No, I'll be taking action after the shot. So
4.
I mean, I just roll my stamina, right? That's if I feel like it,
Yes.
without losing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1 success.
With your point of just mechanical, are you a size larger? Did you grow
No.
in size? Okay, cool.
Mm-mm. And so as of right now, I am resistant to both fire and bullets. I'm at +2 damage resistance scale, well, +2 scale against physical harm, and my effective soft armor against him is 5.
Once more, he fires as he is falling. The bullet breaks through the surface of the water, the boiling liquid, finds purchase on your against your chest, Gideon, forcing you further down into the water. Breaks you. You know that it breaks through the soft armor, but no damage is dealt. It's another force. You feel it against your chest, but it's flame still. It is flame and impact. There's something different about the bullet, though. And you take a moment as you can see the particles sort of bubbling up with the boiling water. That's not metal. It's the same style of looks like perhaps porcelain or bone that is being fired at you as well. The same thing that looks like the sniper rifle is made out of.
Then I will take the opportunity to, as he's still falling now, eject myself from the water, and I would like to tackle him out of the sky.
Yes, by all means, you may make a roll to do so. Whatever you would like for your attribute, and I would think close combat for the skill, but you can't.
Yeah, we'll be mighty in close combating.
Understood. He's going to be Dex in close combating.
I will allow for my strength epicenter to take hold, so we can add some collateral this time. We're not near the ship right now, right?
You guys are basically not next to it, but Gregor's watching the fight from a distance.
Okay.
Two range mates, basically.
Either way, we're going in. We're going in.
That brings us 3 collateral, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So 7 successes at +2 scale.
7 successes at +2 scale.
I will snatch him from the sky like a bird.
You do this. You erupt from the water and you grab him. The rifle still aimed, now past you in your grab. Is there anything you do, Gideon?
Yeah. I say, oh, look what you found. Is this a piece of you? A piece of what you left behind? A piece of what you gave up? Cowardly.
He is going to, in this next turn, perform another marvel. Dismissing...
Smell that? You smell that legend burning? Oh, man. Go ahead.
Dismissing the rifle, and instead again, similar material, raises his hand, and a knife, this jagged blade, looks like a curved fang. And he says, "It is. Let me introduce you to it." And he takes a stab into your shoulder.
Yeah, piercing damage, really? No, do it. Do it. I relent.
3.
I will give him the soft spot, okay?
What is your soft armor currently? Still 5?
Against piercing, it's 3.
Cool.
But I'm resistant as well, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I want it to stick. So.
This just breaks through. You're going to take just 1 injury condition, basically scratched is going to be the injury condition.
I'll let my hard armor take it.
Yeah, this will be excellent. Yeah, this will be a bruise on your hard armor. It sticks into your shoulder. It feels strange, Gideon.
Here's the problem with this for him. So I don't know if you remember this, the thing about having an epic dexterity, an epic stamina epicenter as opposed to normal epic stamina. My form rejects such abuse so firmly that every time an effect either fails to or damages me, it causes collateral damage to things or people around me. So 1 more to the collateral pool, and then we immediately roll it now. Centered on the location where the damage was.
4 collateral. Go ahead and give me that roll.
But only he is affected by it.
Excellent.
Because he's really the only thing in range.
Understood.
So you can roll it. If you want. Let Gregor roll it.
Whoever would like to roll it, I'll be spending the successes.
Roll collateral, please. If this doesn't wake him up, I don't know what will. Ever been sprayed with hot magma? Hot magma.
Five successes.
5 successes.
I kept hitting the 10.
In addition to the 1 point of damage that he automatically takes. So that's just collateral damage, though. So that's like collateral feats for you to play with.
Yep. Yes, like, it is.
That's yeah. That fucking it. I rolled a 10 3 times in a row with the 10. Just.
So he stabs me. I roar. He gets sprayed. Everybody has a great time.
Choose odds or evens, Gideon.
Odds.
Who would like to roll a single d10?
Gregor, do it.
Odd.
Excellent. Gideon?
Yeah.
Describe what happened, how the collateral takes place, and I'll pick it up from there.
Basically, he stabs me, right, which disrupts my physical integrity, causing the unstable nature of my innards, the elemental, forces of Tartarus that lurk beneath my skin, to bleed forth into the world where he's stabbing me.
You do this, and indeed it does bleed into the world. He stabs into your shoulder. It is rocketed backward by what should be blood, and it shouldn't rocket out a fountain of blood, but instead a scar erupts out. Whatever's blood or ichor is spraying from your body, Gideon, carves the air, carves the very essence of nothing around you, and begins to open a tear in reality. There is now a rift that is sundering in this space, and you can smell it, Gideon. A familiar smell.
Is it hell?
That is Tartarus itself.
Look what you've done.
What? Damn.
He, if you would like to, you two are still technically basically taking turns falling and jump leaping. Basically, are you gripping onto him still?
I'm still holding on to him. Yeah, he stabbed me. I'm assuming the knife is still in me.
It was rocketed out. He kind of got blown back a bit, but he looks at you and says, "Oh, look at that! A family reunion for you." And he takes another stab at you.
I would like to maneuver us both.
By all means.
I'm going through the rift. Because I know what's in Tartarus and it's not water. I think it's a perfect place for us to have a conversation.
Excellent. You have many tools under your belt to pull him. He's trying to stab at you. He's not exactly he's trying to get away from you at this point.
Mm-hmm. I let the stab happen. I'm not worried about the stab.
You do this. Gregor, what you see is a rift tear open in space. It's as if all heat is being sucked away the closer you get to that rift. And Gideon rockets forward with Arturo into it, vanishing from sight. The rift stays open. There is
as I do so, I will yell, I'll be back.
There is darkness. There is cold spilling outward into the world.
Okay. That's the thing that happened. I don't have words for this. I don't have... I expected this to be, just a little 2-second thing. Not like a whole ass Dragon Ball Z fight.
We ripped a hole in reality. That's some epic shit, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna...
Don't sail in there.
I'm not gonna sail in there. I'm gonna fucking... I don't even know. Fuck it. We're gonna... It's a hole in... It's up in the air, right? I can't get to it.
Yeah,
easily?
Gregor. It's slowly tearing downward toward the waters. Toward the water. Also of note, a pitter patter of little feet run up toward the top deck. There's a big smile on this kid's face, just as it kind of just walks toward the edge.
Okay, I stop time. I'm gonna go ahead and just tie that kid up. Throw him down down in the brig. Then well, time has stopped. I'd be a bit of an idiot. I'm gonna try to get to it. just so I can see inside. You know, maybe stick my head in, so I'm technically there. If there's any, hopefully there's some sort of gateway sort of thing, portal, fucking hole that looks like a doorway, and I'm gonna get out, and I'm gonna be like, okay, we're gonna go before this kid runs into Tartarus.
Okay.
Get back on the boat.
So with the, like I said, it was beginning to tear down toward the water. With you stopping time, tying up the child. It hasn't reached the water yet. As such, it's a little difficult. You can try to make a rope, sort of like a grappling hook situation, if you'd like.
I ride on a cloud of shadows.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to Pantheon. I'm going to perform Marvel using Pantheon motif. Darkness purview. Create a cloud of shadows in this timeless space. Float up. Head in. Is there a gateway that I can see? Or any opening? Because then I can just drive the boat away. And I can get Gideon later.
You want to peek your head into Tartarus. I'm confused as to what the goal here is. Looking for a portal as you peek into Tartarus.
I need something for key and gate to take to. So I can leave, so the kid doesn't run into the hole into Tartarus. Because if it's going down, it's gonna get in the water. It's gonna start filling. The boat's gonna get pulled in. So we need to move.
Give me a cunning and whatever you think you would need to notice something.
This is an investigation of any kind, so integrity might not be the best. Do survival. Oh, there's a 10. That's 9. Okay, so that's 4 successes.
4 successes. You look, and you see a great many deal of things. I'll allow Gideon, if you'd like to take some narrative control. What does Tartarus contain?
I mean, Tartarus is a pretty gnarly place. It is like quintessentially, your standard kind of depiction of hell. Flame rivers, kind of everything kind of smoky and awesome. It's subdivided into areas where the most heinous of prisoners are kept. I think there's a description in
No, you can't play with the dice.
Was it Demigod? No, is it Demigod?
A demigod has all the underworlds, yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Demigod. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. It's not like uninhabited. There are actually plenty of denizens of Tartarus, both prisoner and prison guard alike. Tortured and torturers. As far as where we popped in, if it is at all attuned to like where I would be from, it wouldn't be like the Titanic prison. It would be okay. So to give you a point of reference for my character, and this is something that will come into play in just a moment, probably. My contact, right? So on my Titan Cronus path, my access to Tartarus, my contact is Enceladus, who is like a giant that lives in Tartarus, that who served in the Gigantomachy, right?
Yeah, Gigantomachy.
Yeah.
The giants attacked Olympus.
Right. But Athena threw an island at him. I think it's called Sicily. Right?
As you do.
Yeah. And so like ever since then he's just been in Tartarus, training to fight the Theoi again. So I'm imagining it's likely if wherever we opened a rift, it would be close to his lair. So it would basically be a land of strife and combat and pain that is in like perpetual war, so that he can he's just fighting everybody because he just wants to win. Yeah, he wants to win. So he's just fighting everybody, but they can't die because they're in Tartarus. So he just kind of like, KOs them and then they come back later. So that's likely where we are, is over like the fields of strife in Tartarus, where Enceladus is fighting what is likely to be, droves of poor damned souls.
Indeed, you see as such, Gregor. There is no gateway, no door, no frame, nothing around. All you see is combat and bloodshed.
I know he can get out of the underworld. I'll hear about him coming out on the news at some point. Thalos has a satellite phone. I jump down.
Oh, here's a
Off the
descriptor. You ready for this? Okay. Tartarus could be considered a single large field with a slew of messy, deadly complications to overcome.
In which case, I'm gonna just go back to the helm of the ship, unimbue the legend for the cloud, and just kind of, all right, well, that's gonna get in the water soon, and we're gonna have to deal with that. So let's get moving out of here, Thalases.
You let time go as normal?
Yes, and fucking
You hear the
kids
screeching of a child downstairs.
not my problem.
Very unhappy, throwing a temper tantrum, causing the ship to rock a little bit.
Alert! Please don't kill him.
Meanwhile,
And we're just gonna sail away towards that location.
meanwhile, in hell,
Mhm.
I'm home. I position our descent, so that he can see where we're going face first.
you do this easily enough.
I want to come in like a meteor.
Indeed you do. You land. He lands face first, careening into the ground. No one seems to really take notice as there is yelling and screaming. You can hear the clashing of swords and the tearing of flesh. The wounded cry out. The victorious are quickly cut down, replaced by others. Welcome home, Gideon.
I will stand and grab Arturo and get him to his feet. This is just as good a place as any to be reborn. And I shove him into the mass.
Give me a might close combat.
I will definitely not be holding back my collateral scale in here, just so you know. I would like to also enact World of Glass, because I haven't used it yet. We're getting them deep. Deep. And as I do so, I will scream Enceladus' name.
Noted.
So 9. Nine successes at +3 scale, and I scream, Enceladus, your most powerful challenge has yet to be defeated. Find it here. And yeah, 9 successes at +3 scale. I'm assuming, like, as a path contact, we're at least on amicable terms, considering he trained me how to kill literally everybody.
Yeah. No. You do this. You shove him into the masses. He rockets as you throw him. The dagger still in hand, he watches you. There's a sick smile on his face. Gideon, go ahead and a sort of insight check, if you would kindly. Free choice of what you would like to use for
I'll say
attribute skill.
presence empathy. Does that work? Presence empathy? Is that good for you?
By all means.
I'm guessing his personal insight, right? Like into his kind of mind state.
Yeah.
1 success.
1 success. Add a memento to the pool. You don't get the sense that there's any real, like... What's going to come next for him and you is nothing personal. That's all you get.
Okay.
But he is cast into the masses.
Oh yeah, always. Like many range bands and a ball of hate. Can I see Enceladus from where I am? Because he's a tower, right? Like he's.
I would say so. I would certainly say so.
I don't know if he can necessarily see me. I was hoping he was able to hear me. I assume that with might you can kind of bellow really loud, so I bellowed. We don't get collateral in Tartarus, do we? Does it matter? Do you want to add it?
I'm gonna add it.
Okay, so that's 3.
Cool.
And there's a new trench in Tartarus.
You call out.
Boy.
You see a familiar image turn toward your location. There's a recognition, a smile, as he carves through a wave of warriors and begins to make his way towards you.
What I will be doing in the interim is I'm going to shoot him a kind of a knowing grin as I force him to pursue me. But I'm going to head toward Arturo.
You do this. He's not going to stop. He's
Good.
moving towards you.
I'm guessing not. There's no stopping. You can't, no breaks in Tartarus.
Gregor, sailing away?
100%. Just getting away from that. Get best alert. If we could run as fast as we could, that's literal hell. Let's not get near that. That rip's going down. We don't want to get caught in that.
The ship moves at the best possible speed that it possibly could. Finally, the rift reaches the ocean, and begins to suck water in. It's not pleasant. Gideon, what you see on your end is that the rift is torn open. The soldiers and warriors that were seeing a chance for escape are suddenly forced back as an ocean begins to pour in to Tartarus.
Mm-hmm. I figured that would happen.
Well, I knew nobody was getting out, so I wasn't worried about that.
I was worried about us getting sucked in.
Yeah.
And we'd have to spend a week in Tartarus until the boat could magically sail away.
However, am I allowed to? So when you invoke your path, generally it's used. What is it generally used for? Because like my path, my Titan path, my Cronus path, is specifically like provides me with access to Tartarus, right? Like as a matter of pathing. So I what I'm wondering is, is there any way that I could act to seal it? Because the problem is, right, oh no, I know how to seal it. Okay. I know how to seal it. We're good. I have to leave. Because then evidence of my presence here would be gone. But I can't leave yet. So now the fields of Tartarus are further complicated by a flood. We're good.
Indeed. Eventually, swiftly, even, You are face to face with a giant, a creature that you are very familiar with. Rears down and looks to you and says, "Home at last, home at last."
I wish it were a social call.
You've finally been caught, finally been thwarted in your plans.
I point over his shoulder to the hole in the sky. Incidental. But it's not me you should be worried about here. It's him.
You point to Arturo.
Mm-hmm.
He is fighting like a man possessed. He is wounded. He is, from what you can tell, not used to having to be up close and personal, and as such kind of uses his knacks and skills to create distance, slash at anyone that gets too close, move back, fire, move back, fire. He moves quickly, but he's not a brute force warrior like you are, Gideon.
Yeah, there is a soul that requires tempering. He must be tempered.
Where does he hail from?
The deeps.
Looks at the ocean that is now spewing in. A lot of it is being evaporated. You can sense the smell of salt on the air. It is dousing flame, but it is also in this place sort of fighting to exist in its own right. It looks toward the ocean that is doing just that and says, "Find no deeps here." You brought me someone worth my time.
If he's not, he'll be dead shortly. I think you'll know either way.
For what reason do I have this gift?
I'm not asking for a gift. I'm asking you to do what you do. Fight. As will I. But not here. That hole's not going to seal itself.
He nods. Doesn't say anything.
Before we part ways, I will I'll put a hand on like his ankle, I guess. And let my sleeve roll back so that he sees that the chains are gone.
Unbound.
Times change us all. But your time will come.
Soon.
Sooner than you might think. With that, I will move between his legs away from him. And I will move away from his advance as well. And I don't even look backwards at Arturo.
You do this, you hear two things, Gideon. Let's see if you can distinguish and make them out. Your choice of roll, what you think you need to do such things. Gregor, let's have you make this roll as well, actually. You're still not far enough from the rift to be able to hear the bellowing.
Okay.
I'll say composure to hear a thing? To hear a thing?
You're going to hear two things. Let's see if you can distinguish them or if they kind of blur together.
Then,
Gregor, you're gonna make a roll to specifically hear one certain thing.
I'll say composure, integrity. Does that work?
Composure, integrity works.
Yeah, I can't think of anything besides maybe those two either.
By all means.
3. Damn. Okay.
Nice.
Sure. The gods have spoken. They want me to hear it. I'm cool with that.
2.
So, firstly, Gideon, you hear a smaller voice calling out as it moves. It sort of creates a strange onomatopoeia, this sort of Doppler effect as it moves from left and right and rear, almost next to you, pushed back. It calls out. It's Arturo's voice and says, Gideon. Do you look back at all?
Oh, sure. If he does the name.
You look back, and he is slashing into a warrior. Someone is rushing him with a spear. He looks to his right and then looks to you quickly before he vanishes and says, I'm coming for you. And he disappears, and you can hear more bloodshed. Both of you hear this other voice, this next booming sound that shakes Tartarus. It's just a scream. Blood of my blood. I feel you. Gideon, you have not heard this voice. Nor have you, Gregor. But Gideon, something in you recognizes it. Deep in your core, you know who that is.
Your time will come soon as well, old man. Yeah, I have to move away from the fields. So I will begin leaping across, warrior heads and shoulders until I can reach the far shores and have left the scene long enough to erase any evidence of my presence.
You move. You have to rocket past warriors, using them as stepstones, basically, as you tear through the rift once more, the ocean continuing to pour. And you move, Gideon. Gregor, you see rocketing toward the ship your companion, Gideon Danger.
Does he have the other guy with him?
He does not.
Okay, so we just left him in hell. Okay. Not like I had any stake in this, so okay. Just keep moving. Don't want to fall in the hole into hell.
Gideon, as you arrive back on the ship, behind you the rift begins to close slowly. There are creatures that are trying to keep it and tear it open, but the space becomes absent, slowly but surely closing, knitting closed fabrics of reality. It is eventually sealed.
Yeah, we'll come back aboard the ship.
Gideon,
Okay.
you are greeted by the sounds of Gregor's okay and your child screaming below deck.
The
Sorry.
stream's all kind of like mixed together, so it's just kind of like background noise right now,
Yeah, okay. That's the thing that happened. I guess we can untie your kid now. Sorry, I had to tie him up. He wanted to jump in. I wasn't gonna chase him in there.
If he is indeed my son, he will not remain bound for long. Arturo is in the fields of strife in Tartarus right now. Given the opportunity, saw a chance to let him operate free of influence.
Okay. That escalated really quickly. I would hate to see him on something that isn't a downer.
I like him.
I'm indifferent to this situation. Like, okay. That was a lot of effort. What? I didn't know you could open portals to just Tartarus and yeet people in there.
I didn't. I believe something did something about our conflict caused that rift to happen. And, well, I'm not one to look a gift Chthonian in the mouth.
Okay. I don't have anything here. Like, there's nothing to add here. That was a thing that happened.
Perhaps he will find his way to be reforged in the fire, or he'll perish. Either way, he'll be free.
Yeah. I don't have anything to go on with this conversation. There's nothing I can add to this in any meaningful way. Gideon, I'm sorry, but
I'm more talking through it myself. It's fine.
Okay. I don't.
There's a sound of pattering feet and a small scream of just ah! Rushing up the toward the top deck, carrying what looks like a discarded sword from the treasure trove. There is blood on his shoulder, along his arm where you tied him, Gregor, and pinned him to a wall. It looks like he is. There's also blood on his teeth and mouth. It looks like he's chewed through the ropes and caught some of his skin in the process, and is now charging toward the edge of the ship, ready to leap.
I would like to
turn
snatch
him around.
I'd like
I
to
stop time and turn him around first.
Okay.
Yeah, just fucking. Then you can snatch him as he runs into you.
Yeah, I just kind of want to grab him by his pants.
You do this.
Going somewhere?
He looks toward where the rift was, and he's holding the sword that is far too large for him.
It is not your time for the killing fields, my child.
Throws the sword down and just glares.
But you've learned much on this journey, have you not?
Furrows his brow. As you holding him by his pants, he kind of wriggles around just to grapple onto your arm, trying to put your arm into like a headlock, it looks like.
Sure, let it happen, yeah.
Starts biting at you.
Have you become feral? Have you lost your words?
Almost spits out a word. Champion.
We should all aspire to things. Don't worry. I'm sure your time with Enceladus will come, and you will regret having ever uttered that word.
He continues to try to kind of grapple at you and attempt to sort of prove that he is the champion in this moment. You guys sail toward your destination. You are ever closer, ever closer. In this moment, something changes. You feel Gideon, Gregor. Tartarus was open for but a brief moment. You're unsure if something got out, Perhaps swimming beneath the waves, perhaps flying through the skies. Something has shifted in the world, though. And you feel your power grow. As you sail, you wonder what more changes may come. And that is where we'll end today's episode of Scion Godsend. Mechanically speaking, for your guys' knowledge and for the viewers' knowledge, there is a section, we've been using the collateral rules, something that no one has used yet and has kind of been not really expanded on. There is a section under the collateral rules for the player's guide. Players may engage with the collateral pool in the following ways. Unchecked abandon. When a character makes any action with unchecked abandon, she may declare before she rolls any number of enhancement up to +5. The story guide adds any equal number of dice to the pool instantly, which may cause the pool to empty. This is available to you at all times.
Mm-hmm. For the record, there's a reason I haven't used it. I think the word unchecked abandon kind of gives away the lead a bit there.
Yeah.
Granted,
that was a thing that happened.
Yeah,
good times. Hopefully, when Thalos returns, he will not have anything to say about the portal to Tartarus that was torn open. But yes, as well, our companion who plays Charles, Drew, will unfortunately be unable to join us any further, given some real-life situation. If things change, then of course we will happily welcome him back to the table. For the time being now, though, we're just going to try to get him on at least one more time so we can say goodbye before we have to say a short farewell. Times always change, things change, and he may be back with us before we know it. But if that's not the case, we'll at least get him on at least once more to say goodbye. With that being said, though, plugs, promotional things.
I don't exist.
Yeah, I'm LECO Rodriguez, certified personal trainer, specialized in weight loss and body recomposition. I'm currently on and documenting a 90-day journey for myself and for the people I work with and for the internet. But yes, you can reach out for a free consultation at teamleco.com. We can talk through goals, frustrations, problems you've had, problems you don't have. You can argue with me. It's fine. You can also reach me on Twitter at teamleco, TEAMLECO.
As always, I'd like to take a moment before or after I throw the link in the chat to give some praise over to LECO and the program that they put together. It's been great. I'm a client myself. I think this one's... I've suffered from starting and stopping different weight loss and sort of nutrition things. And I think this one is the one that sticks. They have... they're beginning to use a what is it called? Everfit? Everfit is the app that they're using to help track and maintain and keep things. It's almost like Fitbit, but to keep track of your weight loss and your health journey. It's very helpful. I have not transferred anything over from Fitbit over to Everfit, but the fact that it's sort of a community app as well is very helpful. As well, just singing some praise over to LECO's methods as well. It's a good time to have someone hold you accountable, even because I personally need that. Even if it is just once a month, it's good to check in. It's always a pleasure to have conversation and see what I can change, what I can better. And it's cool to not be judged about it. It's very cool. So yeah, that's just my recommendation. There's also some glowing recommendations that were recently made on Twitter and along other members of the LECO community that ring a far better than mine do and are a lot more succinct and better with words than mine are. But you can find those over on Twitter and such. We, of course, have been the Rolling Nomads. You can find us on Twitter at _Rolling Nomads and Hive Social at Rolling Nomads. It's the best way to keep up to date with our schedule, our changes, our late starts. We did an impromptu bonus episode of The Witcher on Friday that you wouldn't have known about until it was right at that time, unless you were following us on Twitter and Hive. But yeah, rather than just spew out our schedule that's filling up rather quickly for our channel over on twitch.tv/rollingnomads, you can check us out over there on our Twitch and see our schedule that is currently up to date. Things are subject to change given some real life situations and real life things, but that for the most part is up to date. That's the best way to keep up to date with us is our Twitch and our Twitter and our Hive. These episodes will be up very shortly over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/rollingnomads, and that's us in a handbasket. We're doing stuff on the internet. We're trying to maintain our presence, even though life is coming at us all, it seems like, very quickly. But that's us in a handbasket. We appreciate your viewership. Is there any last minute things?
Nope.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of the Onyx Paths here, and we thank the Onyx Path for allowing us to be up on here. And thank you for the shout out. We appreciate the links in the chat for the Kickstarter and all that good stuff. I'm bad at that, so thanks, Travis. We appreciate you. We'll see you guys next time. Same place, same Scions. We'll see you then.